All right, I mentioned it before we went to break. That flood watch, that's going to continue until 7 p.m. tomorrow evening with the current situation that we have out there right now, where we've got some thunderstorms out there, but really from northwest Arkansas, eastern Oklahoma, and the River Valley, everybody's going to see some heavy rainfall during the overnight hours. I would use some caution if you're in one of those low-lying areas or one of those areas that typically has some flooding. When we get a good heavy rainfall, more than likely we could see some of that flooding overnight tonight and into tomorrow morning. So as you head to bed this evening, just know if you're in one of those areas, maybe you can wake up to some water out in your front yard for tomorrow morning. Of course, here's a look at current radar out there right now. Really a slowing moving system where it's just some heavy rainfall, especially out along that leading edge. Two areas that we're watching, though, is some strong thunderstorms, just not crossing over the severe limits. What I mean by that is some stronger winds, but not up to that 58-mile-per-hour threshold to issue one of those severe thunderstorm warnings. There's still some winds 30 up to 40 miles per hour packed in these two cells. So here's a look across northwest Arkansas. Some heavier rainfall in between Madison, Benton, and northeastern Washington County, but that's not where that strong thunderstorm is. You get some moderate rainfall across Washington County and Benton County as well, but this is where one of those stronger thunderstorms is going to be just on that county line shared with Delaware and Benton. Going into the Graphic community right now, you got some stronger winds, some very heavy rainfall moving into parts of northwest Benton County, at least over the next hour or so. So if you're in one of those low-lying areas that typically floods, you could see a little bit of ponding out there this evening. Across the River Valley, we're quiet further east you work, especially into Logan, into Franklin and Johnson County, even though we have a few spotty showers here and there. Really the heavy rainfall focused around Sebastian and LaFleur County right now. That's also where you could find anywhere between 30 up to 40-mile-per-hour winds. Moving into the Hackett community, moving it closer towards Highway 71, Mansfield, Dayton, and Greenwood down the line eventually. Futurecast thinks this for us during the overnight hours. Heavy rainfall going to continue a little bit longer, especially for northwest Arkansas. And by the time we get to tomorrow morning, maybe a little bit of a lull before more spotty activity is expected throughout our Sunday. Overnight tonight, that level 1 marginal risk is going to stay with us. It's the lowest end risk that we have. At worst, we could see some stronger winds, maybe some small hail. Tomorrow's risk, though, is very similar. Yet again, that level 1 marginal risk painted across northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. So same scenario, those isolated thunderstorms could produce some stronger winds. Here's a look at tomorrow afternoon. Spotty activity is going to continue through the early evening hours. By the time we get late into the evening, though, 9, 10, 11 o'clock, most of that activity would be done for the most part. So over the weekend, we're expecting right around 1 up to 3 inches of rainfall, if not a little bit more for elsewhere, especially across eastern Oklahoma. Northwest Arkansas for the next 10 days looks like this. Definitely the heaviest rainfall going to be stacked up for the end of the weekend and the start of the work week. By the time we get to our Wednesday and the rest of this upcoming work week, the rain chances start to come down and the temperature is going to come back up into those low 90s. It'll feel like we're in the upper 90s by the time we get to the end of this upcoming work week. Across the River Valley, a good soaking out there right now for some. That's going to continue during the overnight hours. You hear that rumble of thunder. Really some good sleeping weather for most. Same story for our Monday. By Tuesday, those rain chances start to come down, and by the end of this work week, it is going to be hot and steamy outside, and we start to lose those rain chances. We've been saying it so far today. We'll take rain anytime during the summer. This is a lot of rainfall out there right now, so hopefully we can start to dry out by the end of this week.
Selfishly, I'm excited to go home, and hopefully that thunder sticks around, and I can fall asleep, and it'll be great. It's like a nature sound machine.
It's the best.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Stephen.